It has white, yellow, and blue flowers. So you have this red one, or this blue one. Very beautiful when you want to dress up though. This one's really cute, kind of funky. I think the design goes really well with the leather. I think an understated piece like this can be a really powerful accent, even though it's so simple. Which one do you think? It's complemented by how shiny the scarf is. Oh, hi there, how are you? Good. You're here to pick out some scarves? Okay, you've come to the right place. Yeah, this is a scarf shop. And it looks like you've brought some clothes that you want to match the scarves with. Okay, let me just grab those from you here. Oh, thank you. Oh, this is lovely. We can certainly help you find some scarves to match these items. Yes, absolutely. I'll just set these aside for the moment. Okay. We have all types of scarves, including the traditional square type. We have silk, velvet, polyester, sashes, and winter scarves. So we can definitely find something that will suit your needs. And I think what we should do is go over each of the scarves that we have so that you can familiarize yourself with them and get an idea of what you like. And then we can go through and match a scarf with the articles of clothing that you brought. That sounds good to you? Okay, absolutely. I think that we should start with the square scarves. Does that sound good to you? Okay. Oh, and do you have a preference on color? Do you have some favorite colors? Okay. Red and green? All right, let me see here. All right, perfect. So this tray has a variety of red and green scarves, as well as a few others. We can just kind of check out, just to broaden the arrangement. So we'll go ahead and go through these one by one, if that sounds good to you. Okay. We'll start down here at the first one, and it is a lovely light blue color. It has some kind of foliage with berries, a little sprinkling of dots, and then the edge is completely framed with a darker blue, which I think is really nice. It has a lovely opaque look to it, so you can still see the form underneath the scarf, but it's a little bit obscured, which I think adds a bit of mystery, and I really like that. I know this wasn't your color, but I think it's really lovely, particularly for this kind of time of year. Something about matching the exterior of winter with your attire, kind of embracing winter in that way. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna set this one aside, and we'll go to our next one. Oh wow, this one's really cool. Now, this one has some pretty vibrant and varied colors, and it has white, yellow, and blue flowers with this polka dot design. The polka dots are not perfectly round though. They're a bit irregular, which they have kind of an organic shape, which I think is really nice. It's different than the normal polka dot that you see. And then on the edge, it's framed by a black line, a white line, a yellow line, another black line, and then another line of the irregular polka dot. And even though it's mostly black and white, the splotches of yellow and blue, and this blue is really almost a purple, make it a really vibrant scarf. It's really interesting. I think that's a really pretty one. The thing I love about scarves too is they can add a splash of color to really any outfit, even the most ordinary outfit. And because they take up usually a bit more space than, for example, a piece of jewelry, they are quite a statement piece. And I think that we, or at least I, forget to wear scarves, even though I love them. And I think they can really liven up any outfit, and this one would certainly do it. I think it would be kind of like a really pretty kind of cowl neck. Yeah, you agree. I know. Okay, I'll set this one over here. Okay. We do have a lot of them to go through, but it's kind of fun, isn't it? Okay, now this one. Oh, wow. Feel how this one feels. Here you go. Just watch it there. Oh, yeah. Isn't that nice? It is so smooth. Oh my gosh. And it's a little bit shiny too. So it has this iridescent look to it. And here we have that traditional, perfectly round polka dot. And it's in this kind of coffee bean brown. And the backdrop is a tan kind of color, which I think helps the polka dots really stand out. And so even though I think polka dots are quite a loud pattern, however, when you put them in this muted color, they kind of come a little bit to the backdrop, and I think that's a really nice pairing. I also really love the shininess of this one. It has a really great texture. Yeah, absolutely. I think this one could be a candidate for sure. It's really nice, isn't it? This one is also really big. Excuse me. So it's pretty versatile. It's probably one of the bigger ones that we have in the shop today. I would say at least probably 1 meter by 1 meter or so, approximately. Set that one aside. Oh, this one's really pretty. This is actually in the same pattern as the first scarf we looked at, the blue one. It's just in kind of a mustardy yellow color. So exact same pattern, but different color. So if you really like this foliage look, you could get both. Kind of change it day by day. This one's certainly more brighter, excuse me. And this one's got a little bit more earth tones. I like this one for maybe fall, and this one for winter. And I think this one's really pretty. And I just have to emphasize how much I like the framing of the pattern. I think that brings a lot of interest to the scarf. It's really nice. Okay, I'll set that one aside. Okay, we're getting into the red ones like you asked for. Okay. This one's kind of a little guy. Really, really smooth. Almost a little bit shiny like the brown polka dot. And it has this alternating, I'm not sure if this is a flower or kind of reminiscent of like a mushroom, from dark to light. in the center and the exterior. So, and I love that framing edge. This one has that too. And it has some lightness in the background. So, just a really cute one, I think. Yeah, I like that one too. Okay, wow. This is one of my favorites. This is an Echo scarf, and it has a really interesting pattern. So it's kind of a checkerboard, but then it has this kind of diamond pattern as well with the red. And I like the blue and white and red. It's very festive and just has a nice, simple design, yet still very interesting, which I think is really lovely. Yeah. Just like that. Set this one aside. Okay, another red one. This one is also really shiny. I think that the shininess is almost like a texture in and of itself. Look at this pattern. It's so interesting. I love the juxtaposition of the lines with the dots. And then, of course, the framing edge. And just like the Echo scarf, we have the white, red, and blue. Predominantly red, but lovely blue accent. And this one's really nice. I think the difference in geometry creates some lovely interest in the scarf. It's complemented by how shiny the scarf is. It's really pretty. Yeah, look at that. Oh, this one's a lot of fun. This one is quite red, very predominantly red. It's you wouldn't want to wear it with something that's also all red. Maybe even something that's totally has no red in it. Otherwise, it might be a little bit overwhelming. Now, I like that this scarf has these little itty bitty white hearts, and then it says love in cursive kind of writing. And the frame on this scarf is also really interesting because it's really just redundancy of the interior, the red on red, but it's captured here with this thin white line, which kind of frames the fabric really nicely, I think. See that line right there? Just like that. Yeah, this one feels like it would be a really good scarf for like a Valentine's Day. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, this is our last predominantly red scarf. And I don't know what it is about this scarf, but it reminds me of a pirate. Yeah, I know. It has this very regal kind of exterior. Almost a paisley print, but it's not. It's very royal. It has these really pretty undertones of both yellow, green, blue, and black. So you can wear it with a lot of different things because it would be able to pick up all these colors. And then in the center, it's just, a big splotch of red. So this very intricate design doesn't overtake the scarf. It's very balanced. And it's a nice size. I'd say it's about 36 inches by 36 inches, so give or take. So very accommodating in its size. Really nice scarf. I think it's one of my favorites, but maybe I say that about all of them. Okay, this one is, it's almost like it tells a story. It's a really cool scarf, and it's pretty big, and this one might be a good one for you because it has both the green and the red, and it's actually the story of the circus. So we have a clown, we have some ballerina dancers, what looks like some curtains, we have an audience up here, and then we have the classic masks of comedy right here, and humor. And so maybe it's actually like a play, maybe it's an opera or something. I think when I saw the clown, I thought it was a circus. Looks very circus-like to me. So this scarf basically has a story enmeshed in the scarf itself. And I think that's so beautiful. It's almost as if you're wearing a piece of poetry or something. Yeah. And it's a really soft scarf. Very delicate. Really beautiful. You can kind of get lost in this one. Alright, next. How could we look at scarves and not have some paisley print, right? So, I guess these aren't really your traditional paisley, but they do kind of look like it to me, just a little bit. Yeah, I think that this one would be nice as like, kind of like a bandana. Yeah. Like to tie it as a bow here. I think so too. And it'd be really pretty with your hair color. That green would really stand out. Okay, next. Okay, this one just makes me so happy. It's these big green, well, white daisies on a green background. And I like the edge, how it's both a thick line and a thin line. I like how the daisies are kind of spread out, almost like a bouquet was placed in the center of the scarf and then just moved outwards from there. And it's just a really happy scarf. I feel like it's a good one for summertime. It's really lightweight too, actually, yeah. Okay, this one only has a little bit of green in it, and the thing that I like about it is that the edge itself is totally green. So if you want to capture some green, it's a lovely accent piece. And then it has all these wonderful flowers in between, which I think are really beautiful. And it's got that translucent opaqueness to it. It's very delicate, and these look like pieces kind of wheat. So it's not just a floral design. So I think it's a really pretty one. And our last green scarf is really quite green, but it does still have these accents that say Vivian, and even if your name isn't Vivian, I think they add this really intriguing texture. They've obviously been placed on there like as a paint or a gel or something. They're not inherent with the fabric. They're not intertwined. They're not original to the creation of the fabric. And I think that's really different. You don't usually see that kind of artistic variation in a scarf with different mediums. Plus, I like this color. It's so vibrant and it's very green, and yet you still can see through it. So it has that mystery and intrigue. And the texture is very, there's quite a bit of friction between your fingers. So if you needed to tie this scarf, it holds really well together because it's not as slick as a polyester or a silk. So it has quite a bit of versatility in that regard. I think it's really pretty. So that is all of our square scarves. I think we should move on to the sashes, if that sounds good to you. So the first one we have is polka dot, and yet again it's in a coffee bean brown polka dot with an off-white kind of background, a ruffled edge, and it's got sufficient length that it can be used as a belt. It's kind of a bolo tie look, as a hairpiece if you wanted to wrap it in your hair. It's really nice. I'll set this one over here. And next we have a completely solid brown scarf, and it has this intentional crimping of the fabric, if you can see that okay, like that, which I think is really nice when there's no design on the fabric, if it has a texture, which I think is really pretty there. Now, one thing I really like about sashes is that you can kind of combine them. So, for example, this polka dot and dark brown sash go perfectly together. The brown of the polka dot matches this brown, so they really complement each other. And you could even do kind of like a wrap like this, and then fold it in as you want to make sure that the brown is peeking out. Have it as a hairpiece or, something like that. So you can really mix and match with the sashes to bring out the vibrancy or the accent from one of the scarves to the other. And I think this is a particularly beautiful pairing here. Now, I do love polka dots. They're just so happy, they just are. This one's really nice because it's this really dark navy blue with the white polka dots. So it would go with a lot of different things. And it's very classy. It's a very simple, classy design. And I like on the sashes when the edges are not perfectly straight, like this one is a little bit ruffled on the edge like that. It just adds a bit of variation and interest and intrigue to the scarf. I think it's really pretty. And this one, I'm not sure how long it is, but maybe 60 inches? I don't know. It has enough length that it's very versatile in how you can use it. Okay, now this one is a little bit shorter. I would say about 40 inches. And it combines some of my favorite elements. It has some lovely kind of floral looks, and then lots of different polka dots. And these polka dots kind of have an elongated look, and they have different backgrounds. So we have white polka dots on black, polka dots on red, polka dots on pink. It's just a very different design. You don't usually see polka dots mixed and matched like that, and I think normally it wouldn't work, but this design really does. It's a very happy design, and I think it would be really nice like to tie it like this into a bow and use it as kind of a way to hold back your hair, and you would just look so lovely because it has this happy design. Your hair would be back, and yeah, you could make a really nice bow. And I always find when I pull my hair back, sometimes it can be hard to dress it up. It looks so casual. Not a bad thing, but from time to time you want to add that pop of color, and I think this would be the perfect sash to do that. This one is so cool. I love it. I really like how many different geometric shapes there are, and it has these different blue colors and even kind of a turquoise over here, and it's framed with a dark blue, and it's very opaque. You can really see behind the scarf what's going on, and I really like that. I think it's so pretty. And it has the same texture as this green scarf, where the texture is quite pronounced. Like if you wanted to tie this one up, you wouldn't have any problem with it slipping. So I think that's really nice, particularly if you need it to be secure. Like for example, if you're using it in your hair, this kind of fabric is really, really nice to do that with. And it's a very calming, cool kind of blue color, very soothing. And even though the edges of the design are a bit sharp, I think the color, which is very soft and light and has that calm blue to it, is very soothing. This one reminds me of like the 1970s, like kind of a hippie style. And it's pink and yellow with an off-white background, pink edging here on the side. Very little edging. You don't need a lot to frame a design that's as simple and beautiful as this one. The design really speaks for itself. I like these big yellow flowers, and I like how the yellow flowers, the interior have these pink circles that accent the other pink flowers, and then these pink flowers have a yellow interior, so they're kind of complementing each other within the design. It's a very feminine scarf that has a really nice texture as well. It has that nice secureness where if you need to tie it, it's going to stay. It's got sufficient length that it's a very versatile piece. I like this one a lot too. Okay. Do you guys know my favorite color is seafoam green? It is. I like kind of a sagey, silvery green. I just think if calm, soothing were a color, it would be that color. So I've always loved it. And I like that this scarf has this color and then it gradually fades into a much lighter, almost white, and then fades back into a darker, yet still very light green. It has that kind of ombre coloration throughout the entirety of the scarf. So you can see here, it's very long and it's very elegant. It's a very simple color, simple scarf. And sometimes I think that's kind of a more profound statement than lots of vibrancy. I mean, sometimes that's nice too, but I think an understated piece like this can be a really powerful accent, even though it's so simple. Yeah. Okay, set this one over here. Now this one has the most amazing texture, like, it's just incredible. So it's this kind of limey green color, which I think would go really well with like all black. So it would really stand out, like an all black outfit. And it has kind of like a foliage, almost kind of like reminiscent of bamboo design. And where the design is missing, the scarf is opaque. However, where the foliage design is present, you can't see through it. And the foliage itself has almost like a velvet-like feel. It's very soft, very delicate. And I like how in this scarf we really have just one color with a little bit of gradation towards the darker green and yellow, lime green, but the majority of interest comes from the texturing of the scarf itself, which I think is really lovely, just really beautiful. And even though the color is so vibrant and bright, I think because it is just one tone, and because the texture is a very natural, organic, reminiscent of nature type of texture, the color is not overpowering. It's actually very soothing. Yeah. This is kind of a funny one. You might think that this is a tie, but it's actually meant to be kind of an accent piece. You could tie it in a bow here like this. And so it's kind of like a choker if you tied it on your neck, which I think is could be really nice look. And I really like in this design how it's very concentrated on the diagonal lines. However, there's some disruptions, so the lines aren't completely continuous. They have these interruptions that I think are really pretty and add some really unique interest and pattern to the design. And so I think that's really lovely. It's kind of a fun piece. Yeah. I really like this one too. And it has yellow, pink, black, brown, gray, white. So even though it comes across as yellow to me, I think you could wear it with a lot of different things because it has so many different pigments, even if they're just in the design momentarily. Yeah, I think this would be a nice one. Okay. Now this one, I just love everything that's going on. We have this very geometric design here. We have kind of organic waves. We have a repetition of this geometric design here. And then each design is kind of split by a solid line. And we have a lot of different colors. So we have yellow, we have red, dark blue, light blue, white. And I really like that this red line goes right down the center. Normally I don't like things perfectly centered. However, since this is such a linear and geometric design, and this is such an organic shape, plus since there's this little differentiation, so these are not the same thickness, this red line bifurcates the design in a very appealing way, and I think it's the only piece of red in the design, and I like that strong delineation between the two designs, framing with turquoise. And this is a really long sash. I would say it's probably about 2 meters in length. So this could be used for many different types of decorative purposes. And, a belt, either in the loops of your pants or if you're wearing a dress. And you could make it as the thickness, the width of what it is, or you could scrunch it up and it would be a really pretty belt. So in either case, it's really nice. Our last sash is this really pretty, vibrant, sunshiny yellow color, and it's very opaque, so you can see through it, and it has that nice texture that's easily grippable. It's pretty long, so pretty versatile. And just like the first sash with the polka dots and the brown, you can really do some mixing and matching. And for example, with this one, I think the yellow is a really nice complement. So you could easily pair these two sashes together. Maybe even do, an alternating kind of spiral design. And I think that would be really pretty because this yellow, even though it doesn't perfectly match the yellow in this sash, it looks really nice together. It really brings it out really nicely. Okay, so those are all the sashes that we have. Our sash bowl is empty. What a tragedy. I do have some winter scarves that I want to show you, if that's okay. So our winter scarf collection is a little bit more limited. We only have 4 pieces. So go ahead and take a peek at the first one, which is a really simple green color. And it's probably about 10 inches in width and probably a good 70 inches in length. The end has, it's kind of a, like the edge of a sweatband or something, like an elastic band. And even though it's green, it's not really solid green. There's a bit of variation in the coloring. It's kind of a mottled green color. And let me tell you, this scarf is so soft. It's softer than fleece. It's softer than velvet. It's incredibly soft. It feels so nice. Let me show you here. There you go. You can try it out. Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah. It's a really pretty green color. Okay. Now our next winter scarf is a very traditional scarf. It's this lovely plaid color. Very traditional plaid. And then it has these little frills at the end. It's also very soft. Incredibly soft. Yeah, it's really nice. So if you have it right next to your neck, it's not going to be itchy like a wool scarf. It's very delicate and soft and warm. And it also has a diameter or excuse me, a width of about 10 inches, probably 70 inches in length. So you could get at least one good wrap around your neck, and then, you know, a nice enough scarf to tie it and secure it in place. So a very simple scarf, but really nice. Plaid just feels like a warm fabric or a warm design to me. Like, it seems like something you would wear in the winter time. So I think that's nice on a winter scarf. This one is really interesting because the frills, instead of just being on the end like our red scarf, they are on the edge. So very very decorative. And when you wrap this scarf around your neck, you're going to be able to see these, and they're going to add some interest, and they look really nice. And this scarf is this really pretty blue color with a hint of, you know, it really looks like green, although you might say yellow. And it's also kind of a plaid design. It's also really soft, although I think this one is wool, so it is a little bit itchy, but if you wore a turtleneck or something that covered your neck, that wouldn't bother you at all. Yeah, I think it's really pretty, and I like blue in the winter. It's a nice color for winter. And our next scarf for winter is this incredibly lovely velvet scarf. And the design is really interesting because it has both black and white, and the transition between the black and the white is this really pretty fading of the fabrics. And I am such a fan of velvet because the fibers are just so soft. And I think because there's more fibers kind of sticking up, captures the warmth really well. And the back of this scarf is kind of a polyester kind of fabric, and it's not super secure to the back, just on the edges. And then the trim is really quite amazing. It's woven into this kind of macrame kind of look, so it's very intentional. And even though it's pretty long, say about 8 inches, it doesn't overtake the design. It's just a really lovely accent. And I would say that this piece is more of a fancy winter scarf. So maybe to a classy kind of outing, nice restaurant, or the theater, or something you'd want to wear this kind of a scarf. Yeah, probably not for every day. Very beautiful when you want to dress up though. And I just love how velvet feels. Here, let me get that for you. Oh, does that feel nice? Yeah. Okay. So, we've gone over all the scarves that we have available in our shop. So I think we should take the items of clothing that you brought with you and match them with some scarves. You have some ideas of the ones you liked? Okay, great. Okay, yeah, let's get started. The first piece here okay, coat, and I can see it has this faux fur cap, and it's in kind of a green but kind of a brown color too. Very natural. Looks like it's really warm. Yeah, you live in a really cold climate. Yeah, I know, it's been so cold here lately too. Okay, well, I think this definitely calls for a winter scarf. So let's take a peek here. So you have this red one, or this blue one. I think the blue gets a bit washed out. Yeah, okay. And we could also have our silk one. I think it's a bit too, casual, the jacket for this scarf. Do you agree? Okay, yeah, me too. And then we also have the green scarf. But I feel like it gets a little bit washed out with this color. Just kind of blends in a bit too much. I think it could work, but I think the plaid is a better match. What do you think? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna put this one, the plaid one, aside for you. And we won't take the green one, okay? Okay. Wow, this is a really pretty jacket. And I do think that this is gonna go perfectly. That's the thing about scarves. They don't have to, match perfectly. Like, you want them to have a vibrancy. You might not think initially that a red scarf would go with this kind of muted green brown coat, but it actually goes really well. And there's enough green, just ever so slightly, in the scarf that I think it picks up on that, and then the rest of the red part of the scarf is just a really nice, vibrant accent to this more muted piece. Okay. Oh wow, what a cool leather jacket. This is so cool. Wow. This is such a nice piece. It's very classy, kind of badass at the same time. Okay. I think with this one, we would do well with one of the red square silk scarves as a sash. That's okay. Okay. So I think these are the ones that would go well with this leather jacket. Do you agree? Okay. Let's take a peek here. Okay, let's see. We have kind of our Echo French scarf. It's pretty. We have this scarf, which, I don't know, it just screams like pirate vibes to me. Are you getting that? I really like that. That goes really well. I like that cowl neck look, and the red really goes well with the leather, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, see here. We have this one with our little white hearts. I like it, but I feel like it's a bit too red. Like maybe for Valentine's Day, but not every day. What do you think? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I like that one a lot. I like that the edge is navy blue and I don't know, kind of blends well into the leather part of the jacket. That's nice. Oh, and we have our little, I don't know if these are mushrooms or flowers, but I don't know, they're so round that they kind of look like a mushroom, but they're also not very mushroom shaped. I'm not sure. This one's really cute, kind of funky. I think the design goes really well with the leather. It has that kind of alternative look to it, just like leather does. It's pretty. Okay, I think I'm down to two favorites. I really like this one. I don't know. The pirate vibes are just killer. I think it's really classy. I think it's nice too that the yellow goes well with the kind of yellow of the zipper and the buttons. Kind of picks up on these accents a little bit. What do you think? Yeah. But I also really like this one for this leather jacket. I don't know. I think the white is a little bit off-putting now that I look at it next to this one. I think for this particular piece, where we have this yellow zipper, this is going to be a better match. What do you think? This one? Or this one? This one? I agree. I completely agree. I'm so glad you picked that one. Okay, so I'm going to put this one aside. This is a really pretty jacket. It's kind of like a suit jacket, but a little bit more casual maybe. Yeah. Look at that red interior. That's fun. It's really silky and soft. It's so smooth. Kind of feels like suede, but it's fabric. It's not suede. It's a really cool jacket. Kind of nice casual office attire. Yeah. I think a sash would be really nice with this one. Like even in your hair. Yeah, or like as a bandana on your head. Okay, let's look. Now remember that you're not actually going to really see the red part. That's, you're going to be wearing it, so kind of just close it off here. What do you think of this green one? A bit too vibrant? Yeah, okay. And what about blue? Yeah, I'm definitely thinking with this one it wouldn't be like around the neck. It would be more of a a design that you use for your hair, where you wouldn't even have to have hair. Like you could just as like I want to say headband, but that's not right. Just tie it around your head, so you'll be able to get kind of a nice bouquet kind of flower, and then have this part wrapped around your head. So kind of a nice piece there. Yeah. What do you think of the blue? Yeah, I don't think it matches. I don't think it's a about this one? Mm-hmm. What do you think? Yeah. Well, we'll put this one over here and we'll try a few more. How about that? What do you think of this one? Mm-hmm. I think it'd be nice if you did the wrap. Like you wrapped it with this yellow one. So you have like, you know, the solid color as well as the one with the design, and they're kind of interlacing. And yeah, absolutely. They don't have to be the same length, for sure. So you could just wrap it like that. Have kind of a circular piece like that. And then tie the loose end up. And this edge here, like with all the pieces together, would just be kind of like it's a bold piece. It's a bold statement. Absolutely. It's really pretty though. Yeah, and you can take the fabric and kind of fold it around and almost make it look very floral-like. So you'd have like a big flower on the edge. Yep. I think this is it. I think this one is just so much fun that it would be, you would turn a lot of heads. Let's say that. Yeah, and I think, you know, a pattern like this is so bold that it really has to be matched with something that's not going to conflict. And I think the black of this jacket, obviously what you wear underneath the jacket will affect it too. I think it's going to need to be something kind of black, white, not colorful. And then this as kind of the headpiece, the headband kind of decoration is going to look amazing. Okay, perfect. Yeah, look at this one. You have this really pretty jacket. Wow, look at this. Oh, I love the kind of ruffle and the accents match the color of the jacket. That's really cool. And it has a belt as well. These nice little pockets here. It's kind of like a springtime jacket. Even summer, yeah. I think some of the green silk scarves we looked at would go well with this one. What do you think? Okay, let's take a peek. So I think one of these ones would go well with this jacket. What do you think? Yeah? Okay. Let's look at them one by one. Oh, I love this one. Look how shiny it is. Isn't that pretty? Okay. I think we will do the kind of cowl neck, just like we did with the leather jacket. Just kind of take a peek here. Oh, that's pretty. The tan, kind of brown, matches really well with this jacket, and the green is a lovely accent. It's a little bit brighter than you would expect, being this dark kind of forest green color. I like this one. I think it could be a possibility. I'll set it over here. Okay, let's take a peek. Oh, this is our opera circus one. I'm going to fold it into a triangle. That's kind of how I get the cowl look. I fold it into a triangle, and then I take each corner and bring them together. And that way you get this nice kind of layered look, because certain edges of the fabric are closer than others, so get that undulating look of the scarf, which I think is really pretty. You might have to tie this one a little bit further up because it's a pretty big scarf. Let's take a peek here. That's pretty. I feel like this green is a bit too vibrant for this tan, earthy tone. Yeah, okay. Not this one then. This one over here. Okay, here's our Vivian one. Solid green with this kind of ink pen writing on the scarf. Let's take a peek. How it looks. It just doesn't go, does it? It's something off. This is too bright. Okay. Let's take a peek at this one. I really love this scarf because of the floral vibes. It's so feminine, but I have to say, this white is just too bright for this kind of tan color. It's just too bright. They're conflicting. Do you agree? Okay, let's put this one over here. Okay, we'll try this one. This one's so happy. I just can't get over it. Okay, I'm gonna fold it into my triangle, make my cowl, just like that. Let's see how this one looks. Even though this is a bit brighter than I would normally recommend with this color, I feel like the springy vibe of the scarf with the daisies pairs really well with this jacket, simply because this is more of a springtime jacket. And they're both very feminine, the daisies, and this jacket has all these ruffles on the edge, and I think the yellow actually picks up the zipper and gold tones of the jacket really nicely, especially since they're so slight. They're very, barely there, barely noticeable. And the same is true of the, for example, the buttons on the jacket. Only the exterior is gold and the rest blends in with the jacket, so that's kind of a nice compliment. So I think I like either this scarf or this scarf for this jacket. What do you think? It's so hard to decide. I like them both. You know, this one kind of reminds me a little bit of the red scarf we picked out with the leather jacket. This is very different than anything else you've gotten. So I think in terms of variation and versatility, this is going to be the best choice. Plus, you know, this is a springtime jacket. This screams spring. Yeah. And, you know, this one's really a versatile piece. I like that the daisy is kind of white, and so it would go with a lot of things there, a lot of different other attire. And even though this white is, you know, a little bit conflicting with this color here, there's not enough of it like in the other scarves where it's like jarring. So I think this one actually goes best. Do you agree? I know it's hard. which one do you want? This one or this one? You want this one? Yeah, I agree. Okay. This one over here. Your pile. What a cute dress. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It's so classy. It kind of reminds me of like Audrey Hepburn style. Yeah. It's really nice. I like that this, the neck is kind of like a boat neck, but not very deep. And the tank top sleeves. And then look how cute the pleating is here. Oh yeah, and I like that this fabric has, even though it's all red, there are kind of impressions of roses. So it has a very floral look to it. Very feminine. And it's a nice length too, knee length. And it zips here in the back with a little red zipper. I think the solid red colors are really pretty. It's very classy. I like how bold the red is too. It's like, I like when you have something that kind of quite doesn't go, like, so classy, so feminine with the flowers, and then with the red, you know, it's like, oh, it kind of throws you off. I like those juxtapositions in design. Okay, let's pick out a scarf, an accent scarf. So I know you really liked both of these when we were looking at them. The kind of polka dot sash, and then the kind of the Echo French checkerboard design. Let's take a peek. What do you think? This is a little bit more orangey of a red than I realized when I compare it to this one. And this one does have, you know, it's got some green, it's got some blues, so it definitely is a little bit different. And I think this one, you know, would be either, you know, nice like a wrapped around the neck and tied in a little bow, like a little choker, or it would also be, you know, a really pretty kind of hair piece with the bow tied on the edge for decoration. I feel like the green and blue, although really pretty, are just kind of distracting. I don't know, what do you think? And then this one, I think we would do more of the kind of cowl neck look with it, just like that. You could even tie it such that the brand name is showing there on the edge. You just tie it just like that. Just like that. And then you have this really fun kind of design, and I think it's nice that it has kind of the red, but it's also bringing in the white and the blue. It's a little bit more casual, a little less feminine. It has, the geometry is more masculine in the design to me. This one's definitely more on the feminine side, with the floral accents and polka dots. You know, I have to say that this dress just feels like Audrey Hepburn to me, kind of her style, and this sash also has that look to me. Like, I don't know, I love her style. Like, it's so classy. Okay, what do you think? And it really depends on what you want too. Like, do you want your hair to be up with this dress and to have a nice piece to do that with? Or do you want a scarf for when you're, arriving to wherever you're going and to cover your neck with a jacket on? Which one do you think? We can do both. Oh yeah, we could definitely do both. Yep. Let's do both with this one, okay? Alright, perfect. Well, I think we've got you all covered. Those are all the items you brought in, right? Okay. Alright, I'm just going to fold up the pieces that we picked out. Okay, let me get a bag for you here, okay? Just put these scarves in a bag for you to go. Okay, go. How many scarves did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 scarves. And you got some really versatile ones. You got traditional square, you got the sash, you got some winter ones. So you're gonna have scarves for all seasons. That's gonna be really nice. Okay. Thank you so much for coming to our scarf shop today. I had so much fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun for me too. Thank you. If you get home and one of your scarves doesn't feel right, or you remember one that you really wish you'd gotten or something, give me a call and we can fix that for you, okay? Yeah, absolutely. We want to make sure our customers are completely satisfied. It's really our pleasure to help you and make sure that when you leave the house, in your attire and the scarf that you picked out, that you're confident and that you feel good. And the scarves are really meant to be that bolster for you, and we take pride in what we do and want to make sure you're satisfied. So if there's something that doesn't seem right, just give me a call.